I'm so tired from talking to strangers non-stop for the last 3 days. Meeting someone organically is 100% possible, but it's so much work. Like, you literally need to meet 1,000 people in order to find one diamond, maybe. So these are just the numbers that I found from the last 5 years of meeting people organically, including during COVID. Being said, most of my clients just don't have the time or don't want to make the time to meet people organically. For a lot of them, this is a manifestation of childhood trauma or just not getting enough attention and affection from your own parents, your parents rewarding you for getting good grades and doing well at school, and not like being there for you when you were scared or tired or needed emotional support. So this manifests as us being avoidant, or what I see very commonly with all my students, so distracted when it comes to your love life. Like, you have time for everything except going on dates, except meeting husband material men. You manage to get everything done except finding a husband, and it's such a strong indicator that you probably didn't get your emotional needs met when you were a kid. You might not even know what your emotional needs are, and therefore it feels terrifying to embark on this at age 35 or 42 or 45, like is the case for my students. So that's why they hire me, and we work on all of these things, including matchmaking, to help them meet the right guy. They don't realize any of this stuff before they reach out, but I do, because I'm talking to them, and I'm talking to the guys who are dealing with all the same issues, who are absolutely terrified, fear of failure, desperate to start families, wondering if they have enough time, wondering if they're able to meet the right woman this year. As a business owner, I used to be afraid of sales, and I used to hate sitting in my chair for 1.5 hours on Zoom with all these people who would never even say thank you. And so I would avoid sales calls. And then last year, I began listening to Alex Hormozi's podcast, and then I got a coach who I now pay several tens of thousands of dollars to help me. And Alex Hormozi basically says you need repetition. Like, you need to do the same thing thousands of times until you're excellent at it. So I was like, I have to find a way. And then my current coach helped me realize that, like, I love walks. And so now I do all my sales calls while going for walks, and I don't care the result because I'm getting a walk anyway. So this is a really good example of how both of them helped me to find a really fun way to do something that I need to do to achieve the goal of growing my business. And this is what I do with my students. We make it fun for them to achieve their goal of starting a family by meeting the right guy. And once you take that first step, it just gets so much easier, because through taking action, you will start to believe that you can do this, that it is possible, that there are amazing guys out there. One of my clients, everything I ask her to do, she's like, I don't feel aligned, I don't believe in it. And then we talk about it, and then I'm like, just take the action. Like, you don't have to believe, you can just take the action. And then she goes and takes the action, and then she believes. But the belief that this is possible, that she can do this, that this is achievable, comes after she takes the action. It doesn't magically come before, because she has spent the last 40 years not believing that this is possible. So there's just such insane momentum. She's told herself for 40 years this isn't possible, and all of a sudden she's not going to wake up and change her mind. But through working with me and paying me several thousands of dollars, she's slowly starting to change her mind, and that investment in herself is what is helping her change the belief through taking action. If you have never dated before, and you have never actively looked for a partner, or you haven't done it for several years, you're not just going to meet someone. Like, it's just never going to happen for a fact. Just like the guy who has been overweight for the last 15 years is not suddenly going to have a six-pack. Like, it's almost never going to happen until and unless there is something that triggers a massive change. So in my case, it was finding the right mentors, getting so fed up of my business, getting to a very low point in my personal life where I was like, I need change. And that helped me find the right podcast to listen to. And then the podcast helped me change my mindset, and my new mindset attracted in a coach who has helped me change my mindset even more, so that I can grow my business and do work that feels really aligned, which is where I am today. So we can do the same thing in your love life, but you have to start.